Hey guys, it's Al. So today I am just going to be showing you guys my Project Pan, and hopefully I'm just gonna be showing you guys. I'm gonna be showing you guys my Project Pan, and I know it's a little late in the year to start a Project Pan, but I've just been busy for the beginning the beginning month and a half of this year. So I am starting this month, and I hope to just take you guys along with me. So I'm just gonna show you guys the products I'm trying to pan. I'm trying to do 21 and 2021. And I'm just going to put the hashtag that Haley and Kat are using, which I think is like Team Project Pan 2021. Yeah, so I am just going to get into it. So, the first product that I am going to be trying to pan is this Wet n Wild sleeping mask in lavender. I don't use this as a sleeping mask. I use this to basically prime my lips. So I put it on as soon as I sit down to do makeup, so that by the time I get to my lips, which is the last step that I do, my lips are all primed and soft, and then I can just wipe off the excess stuff before I put lip products on. But yeah, I think this works really well. As you can see, I've already used up a fair bit. Actually, I haven't even had this that long. I think I've had it maybe a month and a half. I think I got it in December, the beginning of December, so maybe 2 months, I guess. But yeah, it is pretty awesome. I like it, and since I use it in my makeup bag, I use it like in my makeup area, I am going to put this in my Project Pan. I think this might be one that I also use up kind of fast because I don't have any other products that I use for this purpose, so even when I'm not using the Project Pan items, I'll still be using this guy. And next product I'll talk about is my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This guy is the regular one. I know that there's also a matte and a luminous. I have the luminous. I don't have the matte. But I really like this guy. I just kind of want to get it used up by the end of this year because I also, like I said, I have the luminous, and to me they're kind of interchangeable, especially because when I use the I often use like luminous foundations, or I use a lot of like moisturizer and stuff. So even though it's luminous, the one's luminous, I don't find like much of a difference. So I just want to get one of them used up, and this one has the least amount of product. So I figured I'd put it in my Project Pan. Next product I have is a trial. Is it called a trial or a sample? I don't know. A sample or trial size of the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I have this much left, which doesn't seem like a lot, but also I feel like I've had this for like 6 months, because I feel like you don't need a lot, especially because I usually use these two in conjunction. So I only use like the tiniest bit of this guy and the tiniest bit of this guy, and smear it all over my face. Also with my e.l.f. one, I know that like there's a lot of product around, and that's because some people might like rub their finger around or something. I don't know how people use this, but what I do is I usually just scoop a bunch out, mostly because of my nails, and so like I can't like really rub my finger around the way I'd like to. So I just dunk my nail in there, smear it all over my face. That is why it looks like it's been gouged out. Next, I'll go on to the brow products I want to use. So the first brow product is the NYX Fill in Fluff in the shade Black. What is this? So I usually don't do my brows. I've only in the past month even started doing my brows, and this is the product that I brought to start doing them. This Fill in Fluff NYX and this Wow Brow by e.l.f. Because I heard good things about both of them, and I wanted an inexpensive option because I've never done my brows before. So if I'm going to be like playing around with the idea of doing my brows, then I would prefer to do it with something that isn't that expensive. Though I would like to get a powder brow product, but not until I finish this guy. So yeah, I have this much. I think I just twisted it up, but I have this much left to go in this, which isn't too much, considering I feel like it's been going pretty fast. I thought it would take longer to use up, but I just got it at the beginning of February, I think, and it has been being used up pretty fast. Or I started using it at the beginning of February is what it is. And then this is my e.l.f. Wow Brow. This is in the shade, I don't know, Deep Brown. So usually I go in with this, and then this also has like this little like brush thing on this side that I use, and then I use the Wow Brow. Again, with the Wow Brow, I don't know like what it will look like when it's used up, but just when it stops, when I'm not able to use it anymore, is when I'll consider it used up. So yeah, and then I have So hopefully I'll get these two used up. These are the only brow products that I have. I mean, I do have a clear, I bought an e.l.f. Clear mascara, and it's like dual-ended, so one side is supposed to be like a brow gel, and one's supposed to be a mascara, but I've only used it for the mascara. But maybe when I use these guys up, maybe I'll start using the clear brow gel on the e.l.f. And hopefully if I like those products, maybe I'll buy some more, like more expensive ones. Like I'll try like Anastasia Brow Wiz or ones that are nicer, because just trying to use up some of my older products. And I only got into makeup in 2019, and so I don't have, because I got into makeup and started buying makeup in 2019, a lot of my makeup is, that I'm trying to use up on my Project Pan, is drugstore stuff, because that's the kind of makeup I was buying when I was first getting into makeup. And then also because my nicer ones I'm not as keen to use up, especially because none of my nicer products are older than like the end of 2019. So there's that. Next I have this Infallible Pro Glow. I'm just going to mark this guy so you guys can kind of see where I'm at in it. So with this Infallible Pro Glow, I'm kind of right there, if you guys can see that. And it is, I really like this concealer. I would definitely buy it again. I just have so many concealers that I probably won't get this one again for a while, because by the time I use up some more of my concealers, I'm sure I'll have more that I want to test out. But this is the Infallible Pro Glow, and I did take the Stop Brow, which I kind of regret because I think I took it out too early, and now some of my product has leaked. It's not too bad. It's just like, if you look, if I bring it closer, you can see like it's like oozing out the sides. So I haven't been, like, whenever I put it in my makeup bag, I've been wrapping it in a tissue. But yeah, kind of annoying. Next guy is going to be my e.l.f. Not my e.l.f., sorry. My IT Cosmetics CC Cream in the shade Medium. It is a tad bit light on me. But I do really like this a lot. I probably would have gone one shade darker. I know this foundation is like notorious for not having very good shade range. But I would have gone, I think there's another shade after this, like medium dark or something like that. I don't know. I would have gone a shade darker with this guy, especially because I'm able to pull it off right now, but come the summer, I don't think I'll be able to pull off this guy because it'll be too light on me. So I am trying to get it used up before the winter is out. So hopefully I'll be able to do that, because I don't want to bring it into next year, but it's definitely not going to work for me in the summer. So that is why that is in there, and I just drew a line so you guys can kind of see where I'm up to. You can probably see it with the bottle too. Next product I will do is my face palette. So this is the Ambient Lighting Edit palette. This is from this year. Just so you guys know, I don't know if I said it earlier, but I'm going to consider each one of these like it's separate pan. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's a separate thing. So like, if I'm trying to get to 21 products panned in 2021, like if I got all of these panned, it would be count 6 towards that. So yeah, I'm trying to use up all of these. I got a fair bit of pan on the dim light one, and I have like the corner on this diffuse light, because when I use it, I guess I focus my swirl right here. Yeah, I really enjoy this palette. I know that Hourglass has a bunch of like controversies now, so I'm hoping to use this guy up this year, and I also have the mini one, but I'm not going to be focusing too much on that. And hopefully next year when they come out with these palettes again, hopefully it'll be more inclusive, because I am really liking this palette, but I don't know that I would purchase it again because of all the controversies that Hourglass is having. Even me, someone who's not very tan, in the summer, I don't think I'll be able to use the shade in their other palette as a bronzer. So there is that. But I do really like it. And this highlighter right here, I'm wearing this palette right now, actually. This highlighter right here I really like. I do sometimes feel that it is not as intense as I would like it to be. But then every time I look in the mirror after I put it on, I'm like, okay, actually I do look pretty shiny today, so it did its job. This blush is a little too pinky for me, but I do really love this one, though this one I haven't been using on my cheeks. I've actually been using this one in combination with this guy, and I've been using them as like a I've been using them as my bronzer, but I use them as the bronzer on my nose and sometimes on my forehead, because I think it just gives better like sun, out in the sun sort of look. Not that I've been spending much time out in the sun in my Canadian winter. So that's that guy. Where is another? Oh, this guy. So next I'm gonna do my. This is sorry, my packaging is dirty. But this is the ColourPop No Filter Finishing Pressed Powder in medium. I do want to get this guy used up. I don't really have much left, so I don't imagine it'll be too hard. I basically use this guy almost every time I do makeup. The only other finishing powders I have are the other two in the Hourglass one. I did recently buy like the Fit Me Pressed Powder Foundation, but this is the only, this one and then those two in there, I believe, are the only two finishing powders I have. I also have a loose, the Fit Me loose powder, but I don't really use that. So if I can use this guy up, that would be awesome. I know some people, when it gets to this stage, they like take it all out and repress it in the center. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep using it as I do. I just use a fluffy brush and just fluff it around in there, and it comes out with enough powder for me to use on my face. If it does get difficult using this around the sides, I'll just use a smaller brush and then just do my face in smaller sections, like do my under eyes, do my nose, sort of deal. So yeah. I imagine this guy I'll be able to use it pretty fast. I haven't been using it lately because I've been in the middle of moving, so I've only had the makeup in my makeup bag, and this was not in my makeup bag. This was with the rest of the stuff in my vanity, so I didn't get a chance to use this up. But now that all my stuff is unpacked, I think I'll be able to use this guy up pretty fast. All these products, by the way, I will take a picture, and like the brow pencil and everything, I'll like have a sheet of paper that I'll do like the lines that people do. I just haven't done that yet, but next month during my update, you guys will see what it looks like now versus what it's going to look like. Let's do this guy. So this is the Revolution Ultra Pro HD Cream Contour in medium dark. This palette actually works a lot better for me in the summertime. It is winter here, and so I'm very pale. But I still use these two shades right here, this guy and this guy, especially this guy now. Once summer comes, I'll be able to use this guy a little bit more. But I would like to use up these two shades right here. This guy's a little dark on me right now, but I actually quite like it for a contour. And this guy is, what is it called? Concealer. This one works as a concealer on me, and this one is like the same shade as my skin. I can almost use that as a foundation right now. Anyhow, I want to use up these two by the end of the year. I have a little dip in this guy, not too much of a dip in this guy. I do use this guy occasionally as a color corrector. I also think that if I really wanted to, I could use, especially in the winter time, I could kind of use this guy as a bronzer. It is a little orange, but could possibly use that as bronzer or a blush or something. Especially if I could use it as a bronzer if I mixed it in with one of these shades. If I mix these two together, I bet I could use that as a bronzer. But it also would make a pretty like orangey blush for me. But I have been using it as a color corrector every once in a while. But yeah, if I get these, not these two. If I get these two used up this year, that would be awesome. I know it's gonna be hard because these are cream products and they're a little harder to use up because you only need like the tiniest amount, but we will see. I'll at least make some progress to show you guys. So I'll do my mascaras. So I have these three mascaras that I want to use up. These two are L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar. This is the original, I assume, and this is Red Carpet Black. This one is in Black Brown. And this guy is the Essence Last Princess Volume Mascara. This one I want to use up because I have two that are currently open in my collection, so I just want to get as much use out of this one before I toss it out. And then these two are the oldest of my collection, and mascaras don't last very long, so I do want to get use out of them. One side is a primer with wand like that. I think the wands are the same on both of them. I might be wrong though. Yeah, wands are the same on both of them. And then the other guy is a mascara. Yeah, I like these guys a lot. I really like the primer and then the mascara. I feel like it gives my eyes a lot of volume, but you do have to be careful because sometimes I think that the I think that the primer formula can cause your lashes to clump together. So then when you go in with this formula, you just have to be very careful to like separate your lashes. But I do think it makes your lashes look longer. So that's good. And then this is the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. I do like the False Lash Effect Mascara more, but this one I have 2 of that are currently open. So I'm going to use this guy up. Next, we'll do eyeliners. I have 3 eyeliners that I want to use up. These 2 are completely and utterly useless. So I want to use them up before they dry up completely. So the reason I say these guys are useless, first of all, they perform the same. So if you're thinking about getting the Pat McGrath Labs eyeliner, I don't even know, it doesn't even have like the name on it. I don't know if she only has 1 eyeliner or how many eyeliners she has. But the one that looks like this is awful. As you can see, if you look close at the tip, I don't know if any of you have this mascara, you'll be able to let it cut the tip. So it is a bit thicker than the what usually comes in. And that is because the tip kept getting dried up. And then the tip became like hard. And so every time I went to use it, I had to like wipe the tip with a makeup wipe, which then got rid of a lot of product. And is that scratched off? No. Also, if you see like little specks on it, that isn't the like paint on the mascara coming off. It's some sort of glitter. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, so it is just a very dry formula, and so I can never do I can never do a winged liner with this guy, because by the time I finish one eye and go into the next eye, the liner is basically dry. So what I usually do is I can do like the actual wing part, and then to do the other part, I go in with this guy. But by the time I finish doing this guy on both eyes, this guy's also dry. So, and this I only got at Christmas, and it's been doing that since I first got it. So it's not like I've had it for a long time. And so now it's starting to dry up. Because I got it at Christmas, and it was the only eyeliner I had in January. And it was so bad that I had to go out and buy this, because a week after opening this, or a week after I got it, I opened it and started using it, and I was like, oh, this is way too dry. So I had to go out and buy this guy because this one was so bad. So yeah. And then I realized that this guy isn't that great either, but this guy was $1.99. This one was, I don't know how much it was, but too much, I bet, for some Pat McGrath, and it performs about the same as this Essence one. And then I have this Pat McGrath Labs one, or Pat McGrath Labs Gel Liner. Why can't I open it? Oh my gosh. I hate having my nails. And this guy is okay. This guy is okay. It doesn't like last me a waterline for a super long time, but it is fine. And what I actually use this for now, and what I've been using it for, is just to go over the top of my lash, like along the lash line on the top, because these 2 are so bad that they dry up. So sometimes like there'll still be a little bit of skin left showing at the bottom, and I can't like get it with those guys, because by the time I like am ready to do that, they're dried up. So I will go in with this gel liner and just go over those, and it works well enough. It comes off super easy, so that's good. It's just that when it's on your waterline, especially if you're having more like, my eyes can be kind of watery, depending on the day, and so if you're having one of those days, this does come off your waterline pretty fast. So just want to get those guys used up and have them out of my collection, because I'm not a huge fan of them, but also this Pat McGrath one was pretty expensive, so I do want to get like whatever use I can out of it. Next, I have some lip products. Yes, some products. The first lip product I have is this lip balm from Pat McGrath. This is actually the wrong one. Is this the wrong one? Whatever. Let's do this one. So this is Sheer Balm in Blow Up. Is that the color? This is just one of her mini sizes. I think I bought this. It was just on Sephora. It was on sale instead of 3, and so I got one. Just want to use it up. I just have a bunch of lip balms, and couldn't hurt to use this guy up. It is pretty sheer. So this one might be good to use up, especially after I get through the Wet n Wild one, the Wet n Wild lip mask, to just put this on my lips, as I am waiting to put more lip products on. This guy might be good for that, or sometimes I put a lip balm on before I do lip liner, so maybe I'll give that a shot. Oh, I didn't get that in there. It should go over here. Anyhow, and then in terms of lip liner, I have this Pat McGrath 1980s one, which I got for Christmas. I really like her lip liners. It's like that pretty color right there. I really like her lip liners, but my fiance got 2 of these around Christmas, which is why I'm trying to pan this, even though Christmas just happened. Because I got 2 of them, and I just don't need 2 in my collection. So hopefully I can pan this soon, and I will just have that one in my collection. I think I'll be able to pan this because I do really like the color, and it works really well just like as a, even like with the lip balm, like if I put the lip balm on, then I put the lip liner on. I think that'd be a cute look. So I will keep that, especially just for my Zoom calls, where for school and such. Then this guy is the Maybelline Superstay 24 color. This is one of my oldest lip These are some of my oldest lip products, which is why I want to use them up. I have the shade Infinite Petal in 080, which is this guy, and then the shade Reliable Raspberry in 010. The like shade names on these are like very tiny. I can hardly even read that. But I do really like these guys. I've just had them for a long time, so I just want to get them used up. They do have a very small amount of product, but then again, it only takes, like I did in my lips with them today, and it literally, like I didn't even have to dip back in it to do them. I only did 1 dip and then went over all my lips. So it might take me a while, but I do want to finish these guys up. My mother absolutely loves these. She's a nurse, and she works 12-hour shifts. So I've had these probably, when did I move to Canada? Mm-hmm. 4 years. I've probably had these for 4 years. And so these are probably the oldest products in my lipstick, in my collection at all, actually. Because I used to just doing my makeup used to be just like putting 1 shade on my lid and putting one of these guys on. I used to have more shades, but now I just have these 2, and I want to get them used up. I bought them when I first moved out of my house, because my mom used to swear by them, so I was like, oh, if my mom likes them, I like them. Let's see what else I have. Okay, eyeshadow palette. Do I want to do my eyeshadow palette? Yeah, let's do my eyeshadow palette. So eyeshadow palette I want to use up is it's a Princess Thing Shadow Palette. So for this guy, I doubt I'll be able to use this entire thing up. It's just so cute. But I got this in the summer of 2019, so this is my oldest palette that I still have. Because before I had this palette, I just had one of the Rimmel palettes. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but I just had one of the Rimmel palettes. I had one of the Rimmel palettes. I had the 2 CoverGirl lip things that I just showed you, and I had Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and that was like all of my makeup routine was just those 4 products. So this was one of the first things I got that wasn't one of those things. I was just watching one beauty YouTube, and Kathleen Lights did a review of this collection, and it made me really want it. And so I asked my fiance, and my love of makeup began. Anyhow, as you can see, I have hit pan in 4 of these shades. By the end of the year, I would like to hit pan in the rest of the shades, which I don't think will be too hard. I imagine the 2 hardest to do will be Midnight, sorry, my thing is dirty. Midnight Curfew and Thingamabob. Yeah, but I think the rest of them, all these browns, will be pretty easy to hit pan in. And I absolutely love the shade Poison Apple, Fairy Godmother, Ray, Prince Charming. Like, those are all awesome shades. So I don't imagine it'll be too hard to hit pan on those guys. Actually, I have this palette on today. Yeah, and then these 2 guys up here, I would just use like to set my eye, and that's what I was using Juju before. That's why I already hit pan on Juju, but I haven't hit pan on these 2 shades. So that's what I'll do. I'll use Chip and Grumpy, and then to complement this palette, I'm also trying to hit shade on some of the Super Shocks that came with this palette. Let's show you those guys. So the first one is So This Is Love. This is a Super Shock Ultra Metallic formula. Since it has a little like Disney castle on the front, because it came from the same collection. I can never open these because I always screw them so tight. So this is an ultra metallic formula called So This Is Love. I do really like this shade, and I think that because a lot of the shades I have to use in that palette. Sorry, let me cap of this. A lot of the shades that I want to use in that palette are the matte shades along the top row, so I think just having something like this to toss in there will be nice. And for these guys, I do want to finish the shadow completely. That's will be hitting pan for me. That's what I'll consider pan. So if I don't finish these shadows completely, I'm not going to consider it finished. Like, I'm not going to consider that a pan, but if I hit pan on the rest of the shades in that palette, I will consider that hitting pan. So that'll count towards my 21. These ones I want to finish up completely. And then the other one I also want to do is this satin shadow in Be Our Guest. It's also Super Shock, it's just their satin formula. And it is this guy. And as you can see, I've already hit pan on this guy. But I do want to finish the shadow completely. This one, I don't know if it's because it's the satin formula or what, but it is like the one that's dried up the most. But it still has like really nice color payoff, so it's not like super dry. I've just noticed that it is a tad bit dry. But it still like comes off. It's like a pinky purple kind of shade. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney movie, so it is a shade that I've used a lot just because it has Be Our Guest on it. And before I use this, usually, as you can see, there's still like color payoff even if I don't, but usually I will put like an oil in there and whisk it around before I put it on my eye. This one might be harder to use up because it is a satin shadow, which means I'm not going to be using it with other things, but this might be pretty to use with this shadow and use them in conjunction. Use them in conjunction with each other. I'll pick that up in a minute. Okay, any other products? I think these are the last products. They are. Get my marker, mark these guys so you guys can see, and you'll be able to see the progress for next month. So ignore the fact that I cannot draw a straight line. These are my two setting sprays that I want to use. As you can see, this guy, I'm moving around right now, but when it is still on my table, that is where it is up to. Hopefully, is that right? Yeah, that's where it's up to and it's still on my table. And these two are the first setting sprays that I actually got. This one is the Rosé All Stay Illuminating Setting Spray by Physicians Formula, and this one is the 24 Karat Gold Collagen Setting Spray by Physicians Formula. These are the first two setting sprays I ever got, so I just want to get them used up. As you can see, I've used a fair bit of these guys. That's where that one is when it's still. I can't draw a straight line, so I apologize for that. But yeah, I just want to get these guys used up. I like both of them just fine. Nothing special about them, but nothing bad about them either. I did just recently finish a trial size of the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and I did like that one a fair bit more. But these guys are perfectly fine. And perfectly fine for my purposes. I just want to get them used up out of my collection, and I want to get the money's worth that I paid for them, which actually wasn't that much. But I just want to get those guys used up. So yeah, those are the products I want to get used up in 2021. I'm not necessarily going to use up all the products, but I think if I get to 21 of these products that are like I can't use any longer, whether that be because the product's used up, or if it's a mascara or the brow gel, maybe it's dried up, or my Disney designer collection, just hitting pan on those, I'll consider that like part of the pan, or I'll consider that towards my 21. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.